Hello and welcome back to My Immortal. Last time we were introduced to two new characters, both old characters to the Harry Potter universe, but new to the My Immortal universe. One of them is Hermione Granger, also known as Bloody Mary Smith, and the other one is Harry Potter, also known as Vampire Potter. These original characters have been introduced to the story and are bringing a whole new twist on the thing, in that it's making it somehow even worse than before. So, without further ado, let's just jump right into Chapter 10. Author's note.
Stop it, you gay fag.
Whoa! Gay fags! This is jumping the gun a little bit.
Stop it, you gay fags. If you do not like my story, then fuck off. P.S. It turns out Bloody Mary isn't a muggle after all. She in vampire or evil, that's why they moved houses, okay?
This is making as much sense as it usually does. Let's get going. I was really scared about Voldemort all day. I was even upset went to rehearsals with my gothic metal band, Bloody Mary Rose 666. I am the lead singer of it, and I play guitar. People say that we sound like a cross between GC, Slipknot, and MCR. The other people in the band are Bloody Mary, Vampire, Draco, Ron, although we call him Diabolo now. He has black hair with blue streaks in it. And Hagrid. Only today, Draco and Vampire were depressed, so they weren't coming and we wrote songs instead. I knew Draco was probably slitting his wrists. He wouldn't die because he was a vampire too, and the only way you can kill a vampire is with a C-R-O-S-S. There's no way I'm writing that. Oh, for God's sake. Or a steak. And Vampire was probably watching a depressing movie like The Corpse Bride. I put on a black leather shirt that showed off my boobs and tiny matching miniskirt that said Simple Plan on the butt. You might think I'm a slut, but I'm really not. We were singing a cover of Helena. I'm sorry, I don't know the song very well. And at the end of the song, I suddenly bust into tears.
Ebony, are you okay?
Bloody Mary asked in a concerted voice. Whoever's proofreading this, I think it was her friend Raven. She's really fallen behind the ball on this one.
What the fuck do you think?
I asked angrily. And then I said,
well, Voldemort came and the fucking bastard told me to fucking kill Harry, but I don't want to kill him because he's really nice, even if he did go out with Draco. But if I don't kill Harry, then Voldemort will fucking kill Draco.
I burst into tears. Suddenly, Draco jumped out from behind a wall.
Why didn't you fucking tell me? He shouted. How could you fucking poser muggle bitch. See, is that out of character?
I started to cry and cry. Draco started to cry too, all sensitive. Then he ran out, crying. We practiced for one more hour. Then suddenly, Dumbledore walked in angrily. His eyes were all fiery, and I knew this time it wasn't 'cause he had a headache. What have you done? He started to cry wisely.
See, that's basically nut swearing, and this time he was really upset, and you will see why.
Ebony, Draco has been found in his room. He committed suicide by slitting his wrists. Wait. You just said that they can't die by slitting their wrists. Maybe this is a plot point. Maybe this is where we find out whether he's actually a vampire or not a vampire or something. I don't know. Chapter 11. Author's note.
I said stop flaming up preps. See, if this chapter is stupid 1111, it deals with really serious issues. SPC for yourself if it's stupid. Breer fangs to my friend Raven for lepping me.
It's kind of like it's kind of like she sat on her keyboard and just let letters happen to it, and then tried to like mold a sentence from whatever the hell she had. And it's even harder to read. Chapter 11. No, I screamed. I was horrified. Bloody Mary tried to comfort me, but I told her to fuck off, and I ran to my room crying myself. Dumbledore chased after me, shouting, but he had to stop when I went to my room because he would look like a perv that way. Anyway, I started crying tears of blood, and then I slit both of my wrists. They got all over my clothes, so I took them off and jumped into the bath angrily while I put on a Linkin Park song at full volume. I grabbed a steak, S-T-E-A-K steak, and almost stuck it into my heart to commit suicide. I was so fucking depressed. I got out of the bathtub and put on a black low-cut dress with lace all over it. Sandly. I put on black heels with pink metal stuff at the ends and 6 pairs of skull earrings. I couldn't fucking believe it. Then I looked out the window and screamed. Snap was spying on me, and he was taking a videotape of me, and Lupin was masticating to it. They were sitting on their broomsticks.
Ew, you fucking pervs! Stop looking at me naked! Are you pedos or what?
I screamed, putting on a black towel with a picture of Marilyn Mason on it. Suddenly, Vampire ran in. Abracadabra, he yelled at Snape and Lupin pointing his womb. I took my gun and shot Snape and Lupin a gazillion times with the biggest clip that ever existed in a gun ever, and they both started screaming and the camera broke. Suddenly, Dumbledore ran in. Ebony, it has been revealed that someone has... No! He shouted, looking at Snape and Lupin, and then he waved his wand and suddenly... Hagrid ran outside on his broom and said, Everyone, we need to talk.
What do you know, Hagrid? You're just a little Hogwarts student.
I may be a Hogwarts student, Hagrid paused angrily, but I am also a Satanist. This cannot be, Snap said in a crisp voice as blood dripped from his hand where Dumbledore's wand had shot him. There must be other factors. You don't have any, I yelled in madly. Lupin held up the camera triumphantly. The lens may be ruined, but the tape is still there. I felt faint. More than I normally do, like how it feels when you do not drink enough blood. You all know. When you don't drink enough blood, you get a little lightheaded, right? I know, having read this fan fiction to its entirety to this point. I am a thorough goth, I think. I am actually qualified to be a goth now. Stand aside, Marilyn Manson. There's a new hitter in town. Why are you doing this? Lupin said angrily while he rubbed his dirty hands on his cloak. And then I heard the words that I had heard before, but not from him. I did not know whether to feel shocked and happy or to bite him and drink his blood because I felt faint. Because, Hagrid said, and he paused in the air dramatically, waving his wand in the air. Then swooped he in, singing to the tune of a gothic version of a song by 50 Cent, which is gonna be basically awful in stereo. Because you're gothic? Snape asked in a little afraid voice, because he was afraid it meant he was connected with Satan. Because I love her. Chapter 12. Author's Note.
Stop F-comma-ing, okay? Hagrid is a pedo too. A lot of people in American schools are like that. I wanted to address the issue. How do you know Snape and Christian plus Hagrid isn't really in love with Ebony? That was Cedric, okay?
Well, thank you for clearing that up. I was a little confused about the context of which it was said. See, you made it kind of sound like it was Hagrid, but it was actually Cedric. You know, but I'm sure you're going to get to that now. I was about to slit my wrists again with the silver knife that Drago had given me in case anything happened to him. He had told me to use it valiantly against an enemy, but I knew that we must both go together. No! I thought it was Hagrid, but it was vampire. He started to scream, OMFG, no! My scar hurts! And then his eyes rolled up. You could only see his red whites. I stopped.
How did you know?
I saw it, and my scar turned back into the lightning bolt. If you're confused as to who's talking right now, don't worry, so am I. No, I ran up closer.
I thought you didn't have a scar anymore,
I shouted. I do, but Diabolo changed it into a pentagram for me, and I always cover it up with foundation, he said back. Anyway, my scar hurt, and it turned back into the lightning bolt. Save me. Then I had a vision of what was happening to Draco. Voldemort has him bondage. Anyway, I was in school, in the school nurse's office now, recovering from my slit wrists. Snap and Lupin and Hagrid were there too. They were going to St. Mango's after they recovered, 'cause they were pedophiles, and you can't have those fucking pervs teaching any school with lots of hot girls. Dumbledore had constipated the video camera they took of me naked. Well, was it like clogged with film or something? I put up my middle finger at them. Anyway, Hagrid came into my hospital bed holding a bouquet of pink roses. How the fuck did you spell bouquet right? Enemy, I need to tell you something, he said in a serious voice, giving me the roses.
Fuck off, I told him. You know I fucking hate the color pink anyway, and I don't like fucked up preps like you, I snapped.
Hagrid had been mean to me before for being gothic. No, Enemy, Hagrid says. Those are not roses.
What? Are they goths too, you poser prep?
I asked, 'cause I was angry that he had brought me pink roses. I saved your life, he yelled angrily. No, you didn't, I replied.
You saved me from getting a Paris Hilton pee video made from your shower scene and being viewed by Snap and Lupin, who masturbated. See, is that spelled wrong?
To it, he added silently.
Whatever, I yelled angrily.
He pointed his wand at the pink roses. God, I'm sorry. These aren't roses. He suddenly looked at them with an evil look in his eye and muttered, Well, if you want honesty, that's all you had to say.
That's not a spell, that's an MCR song,
I corrected him wisely. I know, I was just warming up my vocal cordies. Then he screamed, Petulus Marengo mi cremicli romatio.
For all you cool gothic MCR fans out there, that's a tribute. Especially for Raven. I love you, girl.
Imonoto okeo. You know what? I don't know MCR that well, so I probably butchered that, but, I'm sure y'all will forgive me. And then the roses turned into huge black flame floating in the middle of the air. And it was black. Now I knew he wasn't a prep.
Okay, I believe you. Now, WTF is Draco.
Hagrid rolled his eyes. I looked into the balls of flame, but I could see nothing. You see, Enobi, Dumbledore said, watching the two of us, watching the flame. To see wit is da films.
Ha ha, you reviews flames get it.
You must find yourself first, okay?
I have found myself, okay, you mean old man,
Hagrid yelled. Dumbledore looked shocked. I guess he didn't have a headache, or else he would have said something back. Hagrid stormed off, back into his bed. You are a liar, Professor Dumbledore. Anyway, when I got better, I went upstairs and put on a black leather leather mini dress that was all ripped on the ends with lace on it. And then there was some corset stuff on the front. Then I put on my black fishnets and black high-heeled boots with pictures of Billy Joe Armstrong on them. I put my hair all out around me so I looked like Samara from The Ring.
If you don't know who she is, you're a prep, so fuck off.
And I put blood red lipstick, black eyeliner, and black lip gloss. You look kawaii, girl, Bloody Mary said sadly. Thanks, get it? You do too, I said sadly too, but I was still upset. I slit both of my wrists, feeling totally depressed, and I sucked all the blood. I cried again in my bathroom, and put the shades on so Snap and Lupin couldn't spy on me this time. I went to some classes. Vampire was in the hair of magic creatures. He looked all depressed because Draco had disappeared, and he had used to be in love with Draco. He was sucking some blood from a Hufflepuff. Hi, he said in a depressed way. Hi back, I said, in a Waquilly said way. We both looked at each other for some time. Harry had beautiful red Gothic eyes, so much like Draco's. Then we jumped on each other and started screwing each other. Stop it now, you horny simpletons, shouted Professor McGonagall, who was watching us, and so was everyone else. So they just started fucking. They just went at it like two fucking rabbits. Vampire, you fucker, I said, slapping him. Stop trying to screw me. You know I love Draco, I shouted and ran away angrily. Just then, he started to scream. OMFG, no! My scar hurts! And then his eyes rolled up. You could only see his red whites. No! I ran up closer. I thought you didn't have a scar anymore, I shouted. I do, but Diabolo changed it into a pentagram for me, and I always cover it up with foundation. Didn't we say this already? I feel like we've said this already, he said back. Anyway, my scar hurt, and then I had a vision of what was happening to Draco. Voldemort has him bondage. What? Didn't we say this? Hang on, 1 second. I'm gonna probably cut this out in a second, because I need to make sure I didn't just repeat something here. Looking, scrolling up. I don't know what's going on, so maybe I fucked up. I don't know, we'll see. Maybe I read something that I shouldn't have read. Anyway, to get on with it, sorry about that. I needed to just make sure of something. Chapter 13, Author's Note.
Raven, thanks for gulping me again. I'm sorry I took your poster of Gerard, but that guy is such a fucking sex bomb. Preps, stop flamging.
Vampire and I ran up the stairs looking for Dumbledore. We were so scared. Dumbledore, Dumbledore, we both yelled. Dumbledore came there. What is it that you want me now, you despicable snobs? He asked angrily. Voldemort has Draco, we shouted at the same time. He laughed in an evil voice. No, don't. We need to save Draco, we begged. No, he said meanly. I don't give a darn what Voldemort does to Draco, not after how much he misbehaved in school, especially with you, Ebony, he said while he frowned, looking at me. Besides, I never liked him that much anyway. Then he walked away. Vampire started crying. My Draco, he moaned. Author's Note.
Don't you think gay guys are like so hot?
It's okay, I tried to tell him, but that didn't stop him. He started to cry tears of blood. Then he had a brainstorm. I had an idea, he exclaimed. What? I asked him. You'll see, he said. He took out his wand and did a spell. Then suddenly we were in Voldemort's lair. We ran in with our wands out, just as we heard a croon voice say, "Alla cadavra," it was Voldemort. And I think that's where I'm going to stop for now. I'm going to go ahead and make some annotations on the left and the right to maybe start doing like pointers, so it'd be more convenient to go in between parts of this more easily rather than having to manually go through it. Anyway, that's all for now. Hope you all enjoyed it. There was kind of a bump
in the middle there, things started to look a little samey. So maybe I got confused. Maybe the writer was confused. Maybe everyone was confused. I don't know. Anyway, I'll see y'all next time with the next part. Talk to y'all later.